All right, so you probably didn't expect this, but the meme lord himself, Jesse Lee Peterson, we are the children of the lie. He loves the Great White Hope, and he thinks that the Great White Hope is amazing, and just all kinds of other memes, right? I mean, the meme list never ends, pretty much. Now, you guys remember I did that video where I showcased the dude who we now know was a former producer of of Jesse Lee Peterson's show. He's no longer a producer of his show, but basically he went, and honestly he was a bit of a heckler because I think he was kind of a troll. Um, I think I forgot exactly, but I think he asked like some troll question afterwards. But basically, he asked him. He said, he said you talked about how Ann Coulter backed out of a debate with you, and I thought that that was weak. But you did not appear on Jesse Lee Peterson's show, despite many attempts to do so. Now, obviously, that's ridiculous on the face of it because there's a difference between not even acknowledging a debate and then accepting one and backing out. But what we're going to be looking at here, the meme man, the meme lord, whatever you want to call him, Jesse Lee Peterson, the amazing man, he actually responded to Kyle Kulinski. He's going to claim that basically this is something that never happened.
Apparently, there's some guy by the name of Kyle Kulinski who said that I was invited to debate him and turned it down. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
But it's not true.
I know.
I'm not aware of that at all. Really, folks. I'm not aware of this one iota. This is the first time I'm ever hearing about this.
Nor is Kelly, who coordinated all of your speaking engagements at Politicon. FYI.
So tell us the whole story.
So the story goes that Dylon, I first learned about this guy. I had seen him on YouTube sometimes, but Dylon really wanted to get him on the show, among others that he's tried to get on, and said that he never responded. He never responded. And so Dylon sent me back in May a YouTube video of you, of this guy, Kyle Kulinski, talking about you saying that it didn't exist. And so I have a short clip just showing you what he looks like and talks like.
This guy by the name of Kyle Kulinski. I'm sorry?
Kulinski.
Kulinski talk about me. This is from Secular Talk. Here's that. That's amazing. I have no idea who this guy is.
Oh, yeah. He's a young guy, YouTuber.
And so this is the same guy that says he invited me to debate him at Politicon.
Yeah.
And I said no.
Right.
Or didn't respond or something?
Mm-hmm. He was set to debate with Ann Coulter, and she backed out for whatever reason. And so he started floating like all the names on Politicon's list, especially the names that his fans want him to debate. And you're one of those names.
I would love to debate this little beta male. Really?
I know.
Maybe
they're acting. I was in the comment section saying this is not true, and they're like, Jesse probably just wants to control the debate on his own platform, and they're like making excuses for him backing out of a debate with you because we've invited him on your show before.
Amazing. This is and what's his next soundbite?
This next soundbite is him announcing who's
such a liar.
First of all, you don't know who he is.
I have no idea.
But your producers do.
Maybe he float on.
And we never would have passed that.
Remember that song by Float on. Hi, my name is Larry. Float on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe he's still floating. That's a song by the Whispers or somebody.
Is this it?
And then what's his next soundbite?
So the next soundbite is actually at the event where he's sitting on a panel and you see Sally Cohn, the lesbian whom you've debated.
Lesbian! I did. She was so nice at the Politicon.
Yeah,
it was good to see her.
And she mentioned that your former intern, Dylon, made a scene again. And apparently it was here. So Dylon went on the Q&A and is asking Kyle, hey, I heard that Ann Coulter backed out with you, which sucks. But I've invited you 5 times at least to the Jesse Lee Peterson show. Well, so will you debate him? And then Kyle says, well, I invited him. Not like that, because I invited him and he declined, or he said no. So that's what this is going to say.
Amazing.
And everybody's like, whoa! They're cheering.
Wow,
For
go
the
ahead.
lie.
Go ahead. Kyle, I've heard that you were willing to debate Ann Coulter. You were all excited, and then she backed out.
Yeah.
That's lame, but I work for Jesse Lee Peterson, and I've tried to get you on his show like 5 times. Sally did it. She
You
had
do
a
this
great
every,
time.
you do this every year, man. All right, let someone ask you a
Would
question.
you be willing to debate her?
Not only that, I floated a debate with him when Ann Coulter backed out, and he said no.
Whoa. Let me go to the high five. That's amazing. Well, I don't know which way he floated it, but it sure didn't come down to the river toward me.
I don't know how people think this is believable.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I want you to know now, maybe there's a possibility he floated it to Politicon. Maybe. But this is my first time hearing about it when James told me about it, folks. I would love to have debated. There's no one I'm afraid to debate. No one on this side of heaven, at least. And even in heaven, call me. I have no idea what this man is talking about, none. So tell him he's lying. Now, I don't want to completely call him a liar, because it is possible maybe since
somebody,
Politicon was putting on the event,
maybe somebody there.
He had made it, floated it to them, but it never made it down to me or over to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about it. I never turned that down because I never heard about it. I would have loved to. This little guy is a beta male. Why wouldn't I debate him? It doesn't even make sense. I do not run, and I especially don't run from beta males. What's his name?
Kyle Kulinski.
Kyle, I can't call him a liar because I don't know if he asked them to have me on and they didn't do it or what happened.
So Jesse Lee Peterson actually saw my video on this. He actually commented on this 5 days ago, 5 days from today, and he said, "This is not true. I was never invited to a debate with this person. I didn't turn any offer down at Politicon. In fact, I did many off-the-cuff interviews and debates while there. However, my producer's intern emailed him to invite him on my show many times last year and never got any response." And so that's what he commented on the video. All right, so that was pretty funny. Jesse Lee Peterson decided to call Jesse Lee Peterson decided to call Kyle Kulinski a little beta male. Of course, that is also sort of another reference essentially to the David Pakman discussion. Remember where the clip where Jesse Lee Peterson says he's a beta, and David Pakman says, oh, well, how could I become an alpha? Well, actually, I think more verbatim, it was, if I became a conservative, would I become alpha? And Jesse Lee Peterson's response was yes. So that's pretty hilarious. But he threw that out there. To actually give Jesse Lee Peterson some credit here, he at least threw in the idea that the Politicon thing just didn't work out. That there was sort of a disconnect in that, despite, Kyle may have floated it, but it never made it to Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, the thing is I don't really know what really is going on, obviously, because that information solely belongs to the people at Politicon, Jesse Lee Peterson, and Kyle Kulinski. So I don't know for sure, but I mean, if I had to bet on this, I mean, I would assume that Kyle is probably the one telling the truth here. Now, there is a scenario in which technically both of them could be telling the truth, and where not both of them, and where, one person is right, one person is wrong. There's a scenario in which both of them are correct. And that scenario would entail that basically Kyle did indeed float a debate after Ann Coulter backed out, and then for whatever reason, and this one is totally plausible, by the way, because recall that Politicon is a complete mess. And David Pakman sort of talked about it when I had him on. He said, basically you confirm a panel and then it's really difficult to get the panel down because, okay, you have 3 people now and then the 4th person is added, but one person decides he can't be on with that person, so they back out. Now they have to find another person who can do that, and then, another person might object to that, and boom. So it was really confusing, and of course, Ann Coulter backed out, which is huge. And then, we thought we were getting a David Pakman and Kyle Kulinski versus Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens. That didn't pan out even in the slightest. So that's entirely possible. And I don't know whether or not I lean towards both of them are correct or that basically Kyle was right. Okay, I mean, we're going to have to wait to see what Kyle says about this if he chooses to respond. But outside of that, right, that's essentially my analysis of the whole thing. But, dude, did you see what Jesse Peterson said? He said, "I'm not afraid to debate anybody." That comment is so hilarious to me because it's like saying that without realizing the irony of what he's saying, because Jesse Lee Peterson has now been relegated to this position where basically there's no way, because no one takes Jesse Lee Peterson seriously, he can't lose a debate. It's impossible. So everything that I watch of his, I consider it to be in the comedy category. I consider it to be comedic. I don't consider it to be serious discussion or debate or of any sorts. I consider it to be 100% comedic. So when we watch David Pakman and Jesse Lee Peterson, I'm not looking at, Noam Chomsky versus, Alan Dershowitz on Israel-Palestine, right? And they're busting out all these different maps and saying, these contiguous lines. And I'm not watching that. You know what I mean? They're talking about Amnesty International and this story and that story. I'm not watching that. I'm watching comedy in front of my eyes. I'm watching a Clayton Bigsby skit, an unironic version of it, except Jesse Lee Peterson's not blind. He can see. It's just he embodies Clayton Bigsby's, ideas. He embodies his ideas, but he does indeed have eyesight, which makes it worse. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is the idea of Jesse Lee Peterson flossing. He's flossing. He's sort of bragging that I'm not afraid to debate anybody. It's like, well, no shit, dude. No one takes you seriously. You're a joke, dude. You're a joke. You're a joke. That's what you are, man. I mean, no one at all takes you seriously. I mean, let me keep that real. And come on, dude, this guy's a clown. I mean, it's a joke. That's really the best way to put it. But I guess the question I'm going to ask you guys, I guess there are a few questions, but the main question being, should Kyle actually appear on Jesse Lee Peterson's show? That's a pretty interesting question. I vote for yes. I think that lefties should go on there and just full on troll. Just be 100% trolls. Just totally troll it. Just like David Pakman did. Don't take it seriously. Just, mess around. Have fun. It's funny. It's hilarious. I love it. It's amazing. Think about all of the memes that we got out of David Pakman and Jesse Lee Peterson. Dude, that sort of a meme surge is so healthy for the left. It's insane. It's amazing. It's amazing. You know what I mean? The children of the lie needs more memes. But we'll see if Kyle decides to respond to this. And we'll see how that stuff sort of unfolds. And we'll see how that comes along.